Norma, what page is Davila on?
On the first page.
Thank you. All right, for the parties on the motion to revoke, the officer is present.
I'm for Jeffrey.
All right, and what is your client's name again, sir?
Joe Angel Matern. Do you want me to bring him up to?
Yes, please. And could I have a file stamp for a motion to revoke, please?
Lotus? That's you?
And that one's done. All right, court is calling 2021 CR 0245, State versus Joe Angel Gutierrez. Excuse me. All right, we're on the record. Joe Angel Gutierrez, could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Orlando Way for the defense.
All right, and are you Joe Angel Gutierrez? You need to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you review the documents entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Joe Angel Gutierrez who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 0245 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on April 15, 2021 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, the same, but rehabilitated.
All right. State?
Violation of condition number 2 on or about the 6th day of December 2023 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Joe Angel Gutierrez, has been in there drug testing out there by the supervision officer in violation of condition number 2.
All right, to that, how do you plead? True or not true? You said true.
Well, he's asking how you think. I didn't hear.
All right, that's
I don't
okay.
know right now.
So here's the thing. The state has read the allegation. State, if you could read the allegation again, please.
Violation of condition number 2 on or about the 6th day of December 2023 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Joe Angel Gutierrez, did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the supervision officer in violation of condition number 2.
All right, and I'm sorry, what page is that on of the motion?
Judge, the one I have is only one.
Page 5, Judge.
Let me see. Page 5. All right, to that, how do you plead? True or not true?
Not true.
All right, state.
Violation of condition number 5 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Joe Angel Gutierrez, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of May, August, September, and November of 2023, and January, February, and March of 2024 in violation of condition number 5.
And how do you plead to that? True or not true?
Not true.
State.
Violation of condition number 15U on or about the 22nd day of April 2024 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Joe Angel Gutierrez, did then and there fail to verify attendance and or completion of the parenting classes with compadre y compadre in violation of condition number 15U.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Not true.
The state calls.
With regards to the other allegations?
Judge, can I see?
Sure.
Violation of condition number 5 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Joe Angel Gutierrez, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December of 2024 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Not true.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may call your first witness.
The state calls Carrie Brown.
Any objection to the witness appearing by Zoom?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Officer Brown, if you could unmute. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record. If you'll state
Carrie
your name
Brown.
for the record.
Carrie Brown.
All right, state.
Ms. Brown, how are you employed?
I work for the Bear County Adult Probation.
And how long have you been doing that?
Almost 10 years.
And what are your duties as a probation officer with the Community Supervision Department?
I have numerous duties. One of them is to see my defendants on a regular basis, make referrals to programs.
Okay, and were you assigned a defendant by the name of Joe Angel Gutierrez?
Yes, I was.
Okay, and when did you become his supervision officer?
April 5th, 2023, his case was transferred to me.
Okay, and once you receive that case file, do you give any instructions to the defendant?
He saw his previous officer, and that officer gave him instructions to report to me on, I believe it was May 3rd of 2023, and he failed to do so.
Okay. And then did he report to you for May of 2023?
He did not.
Did he report to you for August of 2023?
He did not.
Did he report to you for September of 2023?
No, he didn't.
And did he report to you for November of 2023?
No, he didn't.
And are you currently still his supervision officer?
I am.
Okay. Did he report to you in January of 2024?
No, he didn't.
What about February of 2024?
No,
And what about March of 2024?
he did not.
Just one second. What about April of 2024?
No,
May 2024?
no, ma'am.
June of 2024?
No,
July of 2024?
no, he didn't.
August of 2024?
No, he did not report in August.
September of 2024?
No, he didn't report.
What about in October of 2024?
No, ma'am, he did not.
November of 2024?
No, I didn't meet him in November.
And what about December of 2024?
No,
Okay, so when is the last time that your department has that the defendant reported?
the last time I saw him, let me double check, was December. December 13th. I'm sorry, December 6th, 2023.
Okay, and what did you give him instructions to report to you on that day?
Yes,
Okay, and did you give him instructions to report for the next month?
I gave him instructions to report on December 13th, 2023, to meet with Manager Marino and myself.
Okay, and he did not do that,
No.
correct?
He didn't.
Okay, and while you were his supervision officer, did he ever provide to you any verification that he completed or attending any parenting classes that were ordered by the court?
No, he did not.
Okay, and when you met with him on in December of 2023, was he ordered to submit to a drug test on that day?
Yes, he was.
Did he appear and provide that sample?
No, he did not.
Okay. And I guess has the office made attempts to get in contact with him during these periods of time that we've talked about?
Yes.
Can you briefly explain those to the court?
The defendant was ordered 3 field visits a month, and the field team went out 3 times a month. They saw him several times. I mailed him letters. I spoke with his wife. I attempted to call him. I sent him text messages. He didn't respond. I
Okay,
take that back. He responded once. And I attempted to call him back and he didn't answer and he didn't have voicemail on his phone and he didn't return my call.
okay. We passed the witness, Your
All
Honor.
right, defense.
Hi, Officer Brown. My name's London Reyes. I have a couple of follow-up questions for you.
Okay.
You were saying that he failed to report in 2023, correct?
Yes, sir.
And as part of those field, you said that he had a previous officer?
Yeah, he had another officer in April of 2023.
And do you know if that officer ever went to do field visits on him?
I can look.
Can you let us know?
Thank you.
I can't tell if she ever did home visits on him or not.
Okay, and just to clarify, you said that you did 3 home visits a month or you did 3 home visits last year?
No, he was ordered 3 field visits per month.
Okay, and during those field visits, he was always at home, correct?
No, he wasn't always at home. He was home on occasion though.
So for example, on the month of January, when there was a field visit, was he there?
January what?
2024.
May I look and see?
Yes, ma'am.
I show that field visit was attempted on January the 9th and he was not there.
What about in February of the same year?
On January the 19th, he was there. On February the 2nd, he was not there. So no, he was not there in January.
What about in March?
In March, March 13th, he was there.
What about in April?
No attempts were made in April. That's when I submitted the violation report in the MTR.
What about in May?
No,
Oh, so anytime after that, no more attempts were made by the probation department to reach him?
after April, no, sir.
Okay, and it's fair to say that the probation department knew where he lived because you had been out to his address multiple times?
Yes,
Okay. And just going back a little bit, we talked about the classes that he could have completed. It's fair to say that he could still complete those classes, right? They're required to be completed by the end of the probationary period, correct?
they're required to be completed when he's instructed to complete them.
Okay, but it's fair to say that he has until the end of his probation to complete them.
I'm not sure how to answer that. I'm sorry.
Okay,
He was instructed to complete them and he didn't do it.
got it. So, and he completed SATA, right? Substance abuse
Yes, he
treatment
did.
facility. Was that completed successfully?
Yes, it was.
No further questions, Your Honor. Pass the witness.
All right, any further questions?
Just two follow-up questions.
Ms. Brown, when a field visit is conducted with a defendant, does that count as him reporting or are they separate duties?
They're separate.
Okay, and so if somebody made a home visit to the defendant, he would still have the responsibility to report to you personally?
Yes, he was reminded during home visits when his next office visit was, and he stated that he understood.
Okay, and can you just briefly explain the process for the field team going out after an MTR violation report is filed?
The field team doesn't conduct visits once the warrant's active.
We pass.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, is this witness excused?
Yes, Judge.
Yes,
All
Judge.
right, thank you for zooming in, Officer Brown.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, any other witnesses state?
No,
Defense, any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls Joe Angel Gutierrez to the stand.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You can lower your hand. Deputy Laura, could you move them down to the end? All right, state your name for the record.
Joe Angel Gutierrez.
All right,
Can I
defense.
proceed? Thanks, Judge. So, Mr. Gutierrez, you've heard of the violations that were going on right now. Can you explain to the court why you failed to submit to a drug analysis on December of 2023? Mr. Gutierrez? Can you explain to the court why you failed to submit to a drug test on December of 2023?
Cannot recall the date or the reason. It was a while back. I cannot recall the date. It was, like,
So did you complete the substance abuse treatment facility?
yes.
What did you do in that facility?
We focused on being positive, being drug free. That the drugs did drug
All right, I'm so sorry. You're going to have to speak up so that I can hear. And everyone else, could you please whisper?
drug addiction is chronic, it's progressive, it can be fatal. Self-talk is good in bad times.
Did you complete any courses while you were in the substance abuse treatment facility?
Courses, as of courses, I submitted into a GED placement test and I completed my hours of community service.
And did you ever start doing the class of compadre, compadre?
And no, I was placed on a waiting list on that.
When did you attempt to get into that course?
After I was seeking my aftercare with my second probation officer, after the first one before Miss Carrie Brown, I believe.
And since that time up to today, did you ever get accepted into the program?
Unfortunately, I was unaware. I did not have a cellular device or phone or, but they told me that the waiting list was going to take quite some time.
Okay. So we've heard that you failed to report for the year of 2024. Why were you not reporting?
I was not happy with myself.
Why were you unhappy with yourself?
I lost a lot of time. What I thought was my support system. I lost my wife for 10 years.
And just to clarify, what do you mean by you lost your wife for 15 years?
She was my support system. She was my everything. She was my,
To clarify, is she deceased or did she leave you?
she left me.
Okay.
When I was inside. I was unaware.
And
But I had children.
are you aware that probation is here to be a support system for you?
As the probation and visual support system, it didn't really feel like a support system. It felt like I was the way I was felt like that bro was not going to succeed. And I doubted myself. I really doubted myself. And I should have. I should have carried myself higher from that. I should have for my children, for my mother, for my father.
How many kids do you have?
I have six.
Who supports those kids?
My ex-wife supports five of them, and the oldest one I have yet to meet. I have a 16-year-old daughter I have not met. She has an adopted family, and I was unaware that I was in the neighborhood where she was living. I was where
What is it that you're asking this court to do for you today?
to judge me about my past, not to judge me about my past. I have a lot of overseers, a lot of teachers, a lot of love that I have yet to share with the world.
Are you asking this court to put you back on probation?
If that would be a consideration, yes, and I feel right with it. I feel right with it.
No further questions. Pass the witness.
Any questions?
Mr. Gutierrez, you said that you can't recall why you failed to submit to your drug testing. Is that correct?
At the time, I cannot recall at the time.
Okay, so but you did not submit and provide a drug sample, correct?
For Miss Carrie Brown, I did not, but before the first two probation officers, I did.
Okay. And you said that you did reach out regarding the parenting class and you were put on a wait list, is that correct?
Yes.
But you don't have a cell phone?
I unfortunately was after some time forced to move out.
Did you ever provide any documentation to Ms. Brown or any of your other officers regarding that you had been placed on the wait list regarding the class?
To my previous before the two previous probation officers, yes.
Okay, so how long were you on the wait list for this class?
They did not give me a time. They did not give me a designated time. They just said I was on a waiting list for quite some time.
And if you didn't have a cell phone, I guess did you ever go and check to see if you had been accepted by them?
I did, and they said that I would not be able to. I would not be able to come in. I'd have to call. I keep calling, and by then my support system had forced me to
Okay.
be homeless.
And even though, you said that you learned a lot of things at SATIS, you were arrested for possession of a controlled substance in January of 2025, correct?
No, ma'am.
You weren't?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so why are you here before the court today?
I was being a productive member of society and cleaning up my neighborhood. And if y'all were to judge me on that, then I would like to say I'm sorry to the court. I'm sorry to my family for not disposing it or discarding it the proper way. But like everywhere else in the world, it could be dangerous in many places. And for
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and interrupt you. So you're only before the court because you were placed under arrest, correct? And taken to the Bexar County Jail and booked on an offense.
I surrendered myself with Officer Ortiz, and I was being a productive member of society, and I was cleaning up my neighborhood, and that's it.
Okay. I have no further questions.
Any other questions?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. The court is finding violations 2, 5, 15U, and 5 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
The state is asking for 12 years in TDCJ.
This defendant has absconded from the jurisdiction of his court in 2023, and regardless of his testimony, the only reason that he's here before the court is because he was placed under arrest on a different offense. He never voluntarily surrendered himself, and he never made any efforts to report to probation or comply with any terms of the probation after he was released from status. And so for those reasons, we're asking for 12 years.
All right, in defense, what are you
And Your
requesting?
Honor, we are asking that this court consider
All right,
replacement.
just a moment. Please stop shaking your head. I'm trying to hear the argument. So here's the thing. You've had your chance to give your testimony. You've given it. I've heard testimony from the probation officer. So right now, it's in my hands to make a decision on whether or not to sentence you, to revoke you, or sentence you to prison, anywhere from 2 to 20 years. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I apologize.
All right. So,
Your
yeah.
Honor, we are asking this court to consider extending his deferred adjudication or putting him on probation. I want to point out to the fact that he has completed the SATF program. He completed it successfully. He is a victim of circumstance. He doesn't have the support system that a lot of us in this room are very fortunate to have. He stated to the court that when he was in the SATF doing what the court ordered him to do and completed successfully, he gets out. His wife of 15 years decided to leave him. And for a lot of people, that can be very traumatic. It can be very difficult on someone to try and get away from that. So it led him into making poor decisions. I mean, we're going to admit to that. We're not here denying that. He failed to submit to his drug testing. And through that, I mean, we heard that he became homelessness. He is indigent. I am court appointed to him. He didn't have the means to come and maybe check in. And even though it's his responsibility to show up to court because the court and his probation officers have probably told him numerous times, he was at his house for a period until, like he said, he gets kicked out. So for the foregoing reasons, Your Honor, we're asking for this court to consider mercy or leniency, put him back on probation or extend his deferred adjudication, and if anything, give him a lesser sentence if the court was to send him to TDCJ.
All right. And if you will go with him, the trial court certification?
Yes.
In my understanding, this is not his first motion to revoke. Is that correct? Mr. Gutierrez, I want you to know that I've listened to your counsel's argument. The court is going to grant the motion, find you guilty. The court will revoke. The court will request therapeutic community. The court will give him credit for any time served for inpatient treatment that was successfully completed, and the court will sentence you to 10 years in the prison. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, you have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, I understand. We can go off the record. I understand that there are issues that happen in people's lives, right? But in this court, what I can tell you, and your defense counsel will tell you this, I always say, if there is an issue, something going on in your life, let the court know, and we'll see if we can solve the problem. But if you don't come forward and let me know, then there is nothing I can do for you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Here.
White ones for your feet. Okay.